Hey guys, still here, and welcome back to Surviving Mars. I had taken a bit of a break from this game because it didn't really play out very well last time, but this time I'm back and I'm gonna try and do this in the same sort of format as I'm doing the Ivorian videos. So that means a more relaxed style of video. No constant talking from me, a bit of music from the game in the background, and just trying to get my colony to build. So once again, I'm gonna try to go for a green planet, which is going to require the, oh, what are they called? Not the terraformers, but something quite similar. The Green Planet Initiative or something like that. Whereas last time I focused on terraforming too early, I'm going to do that a bit later now and make sure that I have first a self-sustaining colony and that then the second part of the mission is going to be spent on turning Mars actually habitable. So the mission sponsor is the Terraforming Initiative that gives me 3 starting rockets, 100 applicants, 8 billion in funding, 100 research per soul, and a decent price. Now, as for the commander profile, if I go for rocket scientist, I get an extra rocket, so that's my total of 3 rockets. I'm not sure if this is the best one to go for. I also have astrogeologist. This is going to allow me to start with a rare metals deposit. If I do that, at least I'll have something to export. So I can immediately start sending cash back to, or well, start sending materials back to Earth and export the stuff and get me more money. Ecologists. Bonus stack, Hanging Gardens. That is really nice though. Unlocks a spire which improves residence in the dome. It's quite expensive, but the Hanging Gardens is such a nice thing to have. Because it basically, well, not completely negates the use or the requirement of further comfort buildings. People still want to drink and relax and stuff. But the Hanging Gardens offers a really good bonus. Futurist is alright. Politician I'm usually not that big of a fan of. Although it does give you more funding. Psychologists. Doctor, no, not really. Hydro engineer starts with a water deposit revealed. Domes consume 25% less water and you get the water reclamation tower. I generally don't use that one. Oligarch, arcology, residential spire. Inventor is the autonomous hub. They no longer require power or maintenance for autonomous hubs. City mayor, 2 billion additional funding. And you get Mars Nouveau, which means that buildings cost 20% less in metals and concrete. Or geoengineer. This does stack very nicely with the bonus that I currently have from the Terraforming Initiative. Seeds import, cost reduced by 50%. And I immediately get designed for a station, which means that newly grown forests have a chance to spawn vistas and research sites. I've actually never seen that happen. And it's also something that will benefit me extremely late game. I think I'm just gonna go with the ecologist so that I have the Hanging Gardens. Alright, beyond that, mysteries. One that I don't yet have, I think is the Beyond Earth. Yeah, the one with Gene Roddenberry, or whatever his name was in the game. So that one, and then 3 rival colonies, game rules. Last time around I had Chaos Theory. That got a little bit unpredictable, I mean, as the name implies. But I got a bit screwed over with where the research was. So I think Tech Variety is the let's say, the lighter cousin to Chaos Theory. Some technologies are guaranteed to appear early or late. Let's have that one. And I think that that's the only one that I'm going to go for. The rest of them, I really don't enjoy that much. You got the Twister, for example, if you want to make it harder. Dust Devils are set to a new max level. The Last Ark, you can only call in a passenger rocket once. Rebel Yell, colonists periodically become renegades. No, that's just more crime. Long Ride, travel time is 3 times longer. No, I want this to be a relaxed playthrough. I don't want to have the same exceptional hardship that I had last time around. So, let's go with that one as the only one. And find a good LZ. After I load up my rockets. I wanted, well, do I need 2 drone hubs? I think 2 drone hubs initially might be a bit much. I'd rather take a moisture vaporator. A fuel refinery, so I can immediately start refueling my rockets. A Sterling Gen. That's going to generate power, although I do get 2 of them now. Is that required? Yeah, I got no commander, no transport. No, this is not a good setup. I'll take 1 Sterling gen. Oh crap, I cannot load that up. It's too heavy. In that case, why do I have an RC dozer? No. RC transport. Polymers, machine parts, electronics, and orbital probes. Yes, I think we're good to go. This is the Simurg 1. I'm gonna go with a nature theme. So let's say this is the Great Lakes rockets, and the other one I'll rename as it's coming in. Right, landing spot. Something that's nice and flat, that has an abundance of resources, not too many meteors, a couple of dust storms and potential dust devils. Yeah, I think this is not a bad spot. Let's start. Now, normally I don't have the music on in a game like this, because I've had it happen, especially with games like Wargame and such, that the music got claimed quite often.
Welcome to
Despite the fact that I had the licenses for it, or rather that Eugen had the licenses for it. So I'm always a bit hesitant about getting the music in. Now, a bit of rocky terrain here. It's not going to be terribly easy to get up to these heights. Maybe an RC dozer, which will build a ramp, is going to be able to do it. Oh, nice. Rare metals deposit. That's valuable. Let's scan. That's another rare metals deposit. I still need water, though. Let's first set a research. That's a fungal farm. Rocket cargo space increased by 10k. Drone hubs constructed with 2 additional drones, and the maximum number of drones is increased to 80. Yes, I'll take that one. I'm immediately picking that one because the moment that I discover water, I'm going to get a boost of 500 research points, as it's considered a breakthrough. Here might be water. No, there's not water, but there is an underground metal deposit. High chance of concrete, metal, polymer, and research. I already have concrete here. Well, that was a bit underwhelming. It's just a ton of concrete.
Milestone
Ah,
achieved.
bingo. Water. 12,000 water over there. So I think that this might actually be a really good spot to set down. Because I have quite a few anomalies that still need to get analyzed, of course. I have a research boost site here. I got water right close, concrete, and, well, the only thing that I don't have is the underground rare metals deposits. At least not very close. Alternatively, I would set my rocket down here. And no, I'm gonna have to make a choice. The thing is, if I land here, I'll have a shortage of water. Or rather, I'm going to have to pipe my water here. Alternatively, I set up here. But that means that I have no access to the underground rare metal deposits. That one and that one. Tricky. I think this one for now is easier because it's going to boost my research. And if I boost my research, I'm going to be able to get that second deposit unlocked faster. So let's bring the Great Lakes down. Start scanning a sector. Just the first few sectors around. We already have 250 from finding water on Mars. Yes, Martian vegetation is researched. That's nice. Terraforming hints and terraforming hints again. Alright, we can already start to sort of plan where I want my dome. No, I want a standard dome over there. So it's going to be close to the research site. This is not a priority, but this is just to make sure that I know where my dome is going to be. First priority is going to be to set up the basic infrastructure. So a drone hub, let's attach that to the dome. Although, is that a good spot? From here, I can service quite a lot of things. Yeah, let's go here. I want my Sterling generator right next to that. You guys can get started on that. My little drones. And let's call in a new rocket. I still have one available. It's going to be a cargo rocket, which carries an RC Commander, an RC Explorer. What else? Water is not really going to be super required. Seeds are a bit early. I think more drones would be handy. And a second RC transport, no, but I want to start with an RC dozer early to make sure that I can start building a ramp. And let's just ship in a whole bunch of additional, well, not that much apparently. The rocket's full. Now this is the Simurg 2. This is after the Great Lakes going to be the... Geez, what sort of... Let's say the Butterfly. I think it might be a little bit more noisy than your average Butterfly, but hey, it's a start. Now, to set up the RC transport, I first need to have a couple of depots set up. So I want a metal depot, a concrete one for food, one for rare metals, one for polymers, one for electronics, one for machine parts, and one for fuel. The fuel one is going to be temporary here, because later on I'll probably be going with a specific landing pad for rockets. And once I have that, I'll be able to set up the fuel and probably also the rare metals there, that one, so that I can start exporting it. The polymers immediately got delivered here. That's good. Now I need to start working on a way to get my fuel refinery operational. Let's put that here. And I did get a moisture evaporator, which is going to be here. A couple of power cables there. Extend the power cables to here. And this one is... it's unfortunately a low deposit. This one's high, but it doesn't have that much on it. It is, however, a quick way to get operational. Alright. Let's extend the power line here and then here. Start building a concrete extractor. Right there. It's gonna give me... not really clear, but it's at least gonna slowly but steadily extract all of those metals, or sorry, all the concrete. So that's gonna keep the drones busy for a bit. In the meanwhile, the RC transport is already working on extracting the metal deposits. We have seeds, yes, I know about that. This one doesn't have any power yet. That's because the power lines haven't been built, but that should be changing quickly. The pipes need to be connected here. Yeah, I'm not generating enough power here, as expected. I have a demand of 13, whereas I'm only producing 10. I cannot produce any batteries because all my polymers are tied up in the basic dome. So I'm going to have to either wait for the second rocket to come in or find a different way to build or to get energy. And I think a decent way to just get energy for now is going to be solar panels.
Resources are low.
Yeah, that was expected. Let's set up a line of solar panels here. This thing is an absolute priority. I don't need this thing to be producing during the night. And I'll also have a water tower close by. That should keep me busy for a bit. The concrete extractor is operational, getting 24 concrete per soul, so in about 4 souls I'm going to have my basic dome operational. And all sorts of terraforming hints here and there. This one carries, yeah, this carries an RC Explorer. That's perfect because there's 1, 2, 3, 4 anomalies all ready to discover. Metals are coming in. You're already getting a bit of metal and a bit of concrete on the basic dome. And I now also have access, thanks to that additional bonus, to the hanging gardens. It's 10 polymers, 40 concrete, comfort level 100. Surface comfort. So that is a really, really good bonus. Alright, let's land the butterfly right next to the other one. This one is very slowly going to start acquiring additional fuel. Refueling is underway. Research is going to take quite a while. That is... Whoa, it's like they jumped out of there. Also explore with the RC Explorer 1. The RC Dozer. Let's get to work on building a ramp over here. This is going to take that thing a good long time to build. What do I need? I have 864.9 excess waste rock. So this is going to take a long, long time. But that's fine. This is not a rush. There's no... This has to get done in the next 10 minutes project.
Analyzed.
There we go.
Achieved.
250 and
There's
additional techs. That's the upgrade for the vaporators. That one doesn't have a connection yet. Alright, at least we have some polymers again. This thing is already seeded with all the metal and all the polymers, so all I'm waiting for is additional concrete. And as for refueling, we already have 5 points of fuel out of 50, so it's 10% full, the Great Lakes. It's going to take quite a while before that thing actually gets resupplied. Because I'm producing, what, 8 per sol.
No,
and that's because I don't have a night shift.
Research complete.
Research complete.
Anomaly analyzed.
I believe that all overflow research immediately gets dumped into another project. So that was for a topology AI. Now, 100 additional research per sol from an RC Explorer vehicle is very nice. And over here we got a one-time grant of another 1 billion funding. Let's do that. Oh, that was 1250 research, not bad. Potential breakthrough. Good stuff. Let's see who else is on this planet. We have the colony of the Church of the New Ark. They are -18 for some reason. We have the colony of Europe. And we have the International Mars mission. Holy hell, these guys are rich. 29 billion in funding? What are you gonna do with all that? That is a ton of money. Now let's set up a couple of additional drone recharge points here and there. To make sure that my drones can recharge beyond just being at the location where they are most usually going to have to go to recharge, which is over there, the drone hub. Something else that I will need to set up, I always tend to forget about these, is
discovered.
just a drop-off point for the excess waste rock, which this thing will produce a pretty generous amount of, and the drones are going to be capable of just getting rid of that. 32 out of 80. I am actually going to have to speed up refueling because this dome is going to get ready really soon. And that means that I'll have to try and get colonists in here quickly. The other side of the sun. While sifting through the red dust, our drones discovered the remains of an old concrete bunker. What? The treasure inside is a folder of old documents. The ink has almost completely vanished, but with the extra effort and creativity you managed to press through. In the distant 1973, an isolated country made a secret landing on Mars in order to prepare for further colonization of the entire solar system. Led personally by the great leader himself, their tireless engineers created many wonders of architecture and creativity. This deed was made possible only by the eternal wisdom and guidance of the great leader. I'm not sure who this great leader is that they're talking about. But what I can get from this tech is 10 recharge stations. Those are the ones that I just built. 4 water towers, and oxygen prefabs. Statues. Oh no, that's not what I need. Water towers and oxygen tanks are actually quite nice to get, and it reveals tech in the engineering tree. Eternal fusion. You mean... Hold on, that's supposed to be in the engineering tree? Oh, here it is, breakthrough. Eternal fusion. Fusion reactors no longer require workers and operate at 150 efficiency. These things are fantastic, fusion reactors. They generate such an amount of power that you really only have to build one, especially early on, to power the entire colony, whether it's day or night. You just pretty much stop caring about what you need for power. These things are really making a bit of headway. 790 out of 864 remain. And interestingly, it's not actually using the large dumping site. It's... well, it's gathering waste rock, but I'm not sure where it's leaving it after it's done with it.
There's
New technologies, low-G turbines, and dozer rover. So I can already research that one. Not a priority though, because I already have one. 41 out of 80. Refueling 13 out of 50. The surviving Mars music can be really, really relaxed. That's what I love about this game. It's such a smooth, well, smooth stuff in the background. Moisture evaporator, not enough power during nighttime. What am I getting? Yeah, I'm getting 10, but I need 13.8. Alright, so now we wait a little bit. As for the rest of the colony, what I have planned. Ideally expand towards here, because this one's pretty low, but this one has a decent supply of it. So with that one, I can export 468 of rare metals, or start using them in electronics.
The analysis tells us that...
that's going to require an additional dome. This one unfortunately does not cover the underground metals, which is a bit sad. Oh, something I can get my drones to do is to build a sensor tower, which will speed up with scanning stuff. I think that's going to give me a what? Over here, maybe a 150% bonus? Yeah, there we go. 150, 295 there, 104 there. So speeding up the scanning significantly. Since my RC commander is not really doing much of anything over here, I'll have that guy help out. For that I will need an additional dumping ground, since I deleted the first one. Let's just put that over there. It is still nice to see these little things run around. This is what it looks like from the surface level. Power lines. Here's a drone zipping around. Follow camera. Dropping off a bit more concrete and proceeding merrily on its way. Currently going... oh, retest I guess? Where are you going, buddy? Ah, picking up some more metals. Oh, I think the RC transport. That thing might have dropped off a bunch more metal, and that had to be dropped off at the actual depot. And the RC transport usually just tosses it out somewhere. Another 13,000 water has been detected. That was over there then. In here. Over here we got a vista, which is a comfort boost. It's a nice thing to have, but if I build one of those hanging garden spires, then I really don't need that. Here we go, he's picking up more metal. There's still quite a bit of metal around, isn't there? 54 there. 33 there, 20 there. Hopefully more metals in the other sectors as well. We do have a bit of a dust devil roaming around. As long as that thing stays outside of my area, I'd be happy. Now, how's fueling going? 22 out of 50. Excellent. My dome is nearing completion. That means I'll have to set up life support facilities. So, life support. A Moxie. And I'll set up 2 Moxies over here. With a couple of oxygen tanks right next to them. Pipes. And power cables. Right, how's my power? I only have 5. And these Moxies require what? Just 2. Must be connected to an oxygen consumer. Yeah, well, we have one. But the pipes aren't completely built yet. There we go. Okay, so that's one. And this is going to be the other one. The underground water deposit. Low grade, so it's not going to give me a ton of water. But hopefully it's going to be enough to keep the colony going. Especially since the colony isn't going to be terribly thirsty, if you will, early on. I don't foresee any immense problems early on.
Dust storm approaching.
Uh-oh. Dust storms coming in. Well, that's what I was kind of expecting in this area. Because the dust storms were a risk. And we're going to see those things arrive in 16 hours. It's going to probably last a day and a bit. Now, I do have a decent supply of machine parts. Unfortunately, all my concrete goes towards the dome, but that's almost completed. So the next thing I can set up is a couple of windmills, which should power me through the dust storm. And also keep the fuel refinery potentially operational during the nighttime.
Research complete.
Let's set 2 of those up.
Analyzed.
Ah, very good. Explorer AI done. That effectively doubles my research per sol, thanks to having 1 explorer run around. Mars crowdfunding is almost completed as well. Drones and rovers move 20% faster. Nice to have. Apartments. This might be an interesting item to get. Because I already have that other research part. Or another research part. It stacks very well with the spire. Because when your apartments usually don't provide a lot of comfort, having the spire in the dome will make sure that they do get very comfortable. And the other research that I want to get... Let's see, do I get any bonuses from my sponsor? Yeah, 8 terraforming technologies is going to give me another 100 sponsor research. So I'll just set that one up ready. And special projects to research. Capture an ice asteroid. 100 fuel, 15 15 machine parts, and it's gonna outcome 5% water on Mars. Do I get anything if I get more water? 60% water. Then I get a new rocket. So I'd have to slam 12 asteroids into Mars in order to find that. Oh, that's a bit ambitious. I don't see that happening anytime soon. Is there more to research? Yes.
Anomaly found.
Oh, and another one. Very nice. That's also going to open up new technology. So the more I see of the tech tree, the better. The dome just needs 1 more concrete.
Anomaly analyzed.
But the concrete's currently being delivered over here at the water extractor. Because this thing is set up as a low priority, and this was a medium priority. It doesn't get any power, however. Let's get the power cable extended to the dome. And then the dome should automatically start providing power here. These things also should come online soon, now that the concrete is no longer just being used by the dome. Let's get power cables. Power cables are being built. There goes the dust storm. 1 sol and 2 hours. So during that time I won't have enough power, but I will have enough power to keep the drone hub online. Although, since it's a dust storm, I think the building will decay a little faster. Load up, 35 out of 50. Quite nice. Let's see, I want all of these drones to be assigned to this drone hub. And not to any of the rockets. They still have a couple of drones assigned to them.
Anomaly found.
What do you have? Ooh, with our current research goals. Thank you kindly. RC Explorer is immediately going for it. We have low power, as expected. That means that this thing is also not getting any power. Now, I don't see any way of fixing that. So for now, I'm just going to have to get a little patient. Oh, we missed 1 concrete for this. That's sad. 1 concrete. Let's turn off 1 water extractor. And actually the other one as well. I don't really need that thing operational right now. It's just going to be draining 5 power. Whereas it doesn't really do anything for me here. Now this ramp, just imagine being this rover. And looking up that ramp. Can I even look up that ramp? Yeah, there. That's that's the intended ramp. That's the plan. This RC dozer looks a bit top heavy. I'm not sure how it's not tipping over. That is one really interesting way of stacking the material. Toggle UI. Look at that. How are you doing that, buddy? How are you doing that? It's also a bit random about where it wants to shovel. Oh, I think it's dropping it off. Hold up. Hold up, hold up, hold up. If you want to drop it off, perfect. But do that. No, unload that there. I don't want to have these random puddles.
No active research.
Oh shit, we're already there? Okay, that was fast. Require less fuel. Yes, please. Advanced Martian engines. And my overflow research... I'm not even sure where that went. Oh, the apartments got completed. I think I didn't have too much overflow after that. Excellent. Sensor towers no longer require power or maintenance. This is also a really good one to get. Maybe before the advanced Martian engines. Dust storm down in 4 hours. Already we have... Oh, with the current research goals. Alright, that should be enough to keep the drones, or to keep the research going for a while. Do we need to scan additional sectors? Yes. Now, I'm quite nicely on track with my milestones, because I'm going to be launching a rocket soon. I'm going to have a dome up soon, and once the rocket's back on Earth, I can actually bring in the first humans. I will need to reserve enough resources for that spire. That is 10 polymer. I have 16. I don't believe polymer is required in a lot of buildings as maintenance, although maybe the dome requires some. Yep, there we go. We're now getting the large wind turbines operational. Unfortunately, I was too late with that for the dust storm. So during a dust storm, they generate a lot more power. Also depends on altitude, though. So it's time to wait for nighttime. Oh, sorry, for daytime. And once that's online, the solar panels are going to come back up. With the solar panels back up, I'll be able to get concrete, complete the dome, get the research for that. Get the wind turbines operational, and then I can get this thing online during nighttime. We got another anomaly. Anomaly researched. Autonomous sensors complete. That's excellent. That means I can now start building the towers all over the place. I want you to load up a couple of electronics. Not all of them. Let's just say 3 or 4. 4. Alright. Now, we're going to move over here. You're going to link up with the RC Commander. And the RC Transport and the RC Commander together are going to build 1 sensor tower. That's going to be 1 location. This is not very hospitable at the moment. Let's see, where do we want another one? Maybe here, maybe on the edges of my territory. Well, if you want to call that territory. Normally these things are a bit annoying to build, the sensor towers, because they also require metal. Thankfully I still have some. They require metal to build, and they require maintenance every once in a while.
We've discovered a magnificent vista at the site of the
nice.
anomaly.
A vista. 50 new applicants are available on Earth. Thank you very much. Now let's queue a bit more research, because if I keep researching this at this pace and keep finding additional anomalies and researching those, then I'll have a ton of research very, very quickly. The other one here. Let's first get these guys moving, because that's going to take the longest time. And then I can go into here. Sensor tower there. This is going to speed up the scans over here by 410%. Look at that. Another anomaly. Helps us with our current research goals. I just hope that my drone doesn't move there. Ah, dome complete. 500 research. Perfect. Okay, time to tie these things together into the rest of the grid. So now I have oxygen, I have water, and I almost have a rocket which can take in additional colonists. The Great Lakes. And it's also researching... Oh, we don't exactly know what this is going to be. Just an anomaly. Over here, sensor tower is coming online. Alright. Where else? Do I need one here? Yeah, why not? I have the resources for it. Sensor tower, transport, drone commander.
The
what do we have?
Drill had hit 100 meters before it detected a spike
reduces
in
the cost of robotics tech by 10%.
The data tells us.
Thank you kindly. And the other one is researching now, so that's going to add with the current research goals, which means that this one's probably going to complete it, so that my rockets then only require 35, I think, in fuel. So this thing actually has too much fuel aboard already, the Great Lakes. And then I can transfer some of that fuel over to the Butterfly. Alternative color scheme. Yeah, that's a little better. Okay, let's turn this thing online. It's not connected to a power supplier, correct.
Anomaly
now it is.
analyzed.
There, 1000. It's not quite enough, but we're almost there. How's that ramp proceeding? 24% waste rock extracted. Ah, she's ready to go. But I'm not going to send her off yet, the Great Lakes. If I do that now, I would just be wasting potentially 15 fuel. So that's not going to happen. Alright, I want you here. I want you to resume your mission altogether. Okay, what milestone is next? Landing people, producing food, potentially researching a breakthrough, and launching the rocket, of course. New SETI project. Special anomalies. That requires 5 drones. It's going to give me something that I don't know. New technologies. Crossroads. Scientist is going to give me a breakthrough. Pharaoh or Yukon. RC Explorer, breakthrough. Good stuff. Couple of really nice upgrades there. Let's get another wind turbine online, because the dome is a bit power hungry. And with that, it's not getting enough power. How much power do I have? 31. I require 37. And now I have 42.
Anomaly found.
Another anomaly. Come on, complete the research. 95%. At least the Butterfly now also is going to get refueled. Let's see, where would I want a rocket launch pad / landing pad? This might not be a bad spot, because this allows colonists to get to and from the rocket to the dome, and allows the drones to quickly offload the materials. Let's put it over there. I like having my rockets in this orientation. I don't know exactly when I started that, but it's just become a habit. It's only 10 concrete, so this is going to be really quick. New technology
more to the barren
analyzed. Adapted probes
environs of
and
the
Martian
Red
education. Stuff that I'll require later. These guys are stacking up a lot of metal. Excellent. So the next time that probably the Great Lakes is coming back, she's going to land over there.
Anomaly found.
Another anomaly. Jeez, there's a lot of anomalies here.
Research complete.
Yes, advanced Martian engines. I now only need 30 fuel. So that's nice, but where did the rest of my fuel go? Did that just disappear? That's weird. Alright, let's send the Great Lakes off. And that's another 250 research. Okay, time to get the dome operational and ready for visitors. I'll require living space. Apartments. These are going to provide for, what was it, 24 residential space.
No active research. Anomaly analyzed.
No active research. Yes. Colonists care. No, I won't be able to get this in time. Fuel refinery. Yes, let's go working on that. So I can get those special projects researched faster. And especially in tandem with the lower requirements of fuel. I'll be able to quickly go on all the special projects. Unfortunately, I'm once again just shy of the required amount of power. And I might not have enough polymers. It's going to be a bit close. This is a priority. And now you don't have enough power for the water creator. Alright, time to build yet another wind turbine then. And one thing I've also noticed is that you can just stack the smaller wind turbines right in between. And then you have a nice grid. These things don't generate as much power. Unfortunately, they don't seem to suffer any sort of penalty from being in the shadow, if you will, from the other energy producers. I will also have to probably call in an additional rocket with more polymers and machine parts. So that's going to go down pretty quick. There's the Hanging Gardens complete. This thing takes no energy, but it does take a bit of water. Water currently is good enough, and I don't even have all the water that I can be producing. Because I still have this one powered off. Or powered down, if you will. No more anomalies to be researched at the moment.
Anomaly found.
And that just changed with the completion of the sector scan. A couple of new technologies up for grabs. And the RC Explorer is immediately leaping into action. And running directly at that anomaly. Now this one is just going to give me new technologies. This one and the other one as well. So I don't really need to queue up too much more research. But let's say that I tend to forget about these things every once in a while. What the next bit of research would be. Scientists and botanists have 10 performance when working in their specialty. Yes. And... see, this is nice, but it is... it's not terribly likely that I'll get this. Although if I outsource a bit of my research for 1 billion only? Oh, I thought it was more expensive. Okay. So now I have 1.2 research per day. 1.2k. So that's going to go really quite quickly. Oh, now I'm seriously lacking water. And over here... I'm not getting enough concrete. Probably the concrete is getting absorbed by all the apartments that I'm building. Looks like my other rocket has already returned to Earth. So let's come in with additional cargo first. A bit of food as well. These are always nice to get. Do we need more prefab buildings? Maybe a machine parts factory. So that I can start building machine parts from metals. Although this first dome is going to be focused on self-sufficiency for food and a bit of research. So it's going to require research labs it's going to require a farm, which I haven't researched yet. Fuel refineries are something I can build very quickly. RC dozer, no, not really. Additional drones are always handy to have. Let's just do it like this. Launch. It's not entirely full, but it doesn't really have to be.
There's
New anomalies.
To the barren
Drone hub
environs of
and
the
transport
Wenke.
optimization. Excellent. This is great to have early on, because then you can just build drone hubs whenever you need them. Let's
Sector
enable that
scanned.
thing. Apartment should be, yeah, almost done. And since I seem to be bottlenecked by the amount of concrete that I'm producing, let's just set up an additional concrete miner. Concrete extractor here. It's probably not going to be yielding a whole lot of stuff. Every bit helps. Clearing up the terrain, getting rid of all the rocks. Then picking up whatever I need, which is a bit of metal
Anomaly
and a few
analyzed.
machine parts, and that's all.
There's more
Alright, we
to the
have a
barren
greenhouse
environs of the
Mars and
Red
Sterling generator. Sterling gens are great, but expensive early on. Later on, if I can go either with the fusion generator or with the Sterling gens, I would gladly do that. Because Sterling generators just never need maintenance at all. They're self-contained. Only if you open them up will they need additional maintenance. And that's going to give me 16, it's not too bad. So I now produce 40 concrete per day. Building has been turned on, actually. There we go. I now have enough water. Time to get a hydroponics farm going. Here. Hydroponics farm. And I want a research lab. And what else could I fit there that would be handy? Potentially an infirmary. Because the infirmaries generally lower the requirements for birth. The faster you have a Martian baby, you're more likely going to... the faster you have it, the sooner you'll be able to bring in additional colonists. So I'm going to need at least 3 workers, 3 botanists, and more power, naturally. It is being worked on, however. 64.5 versus 64.8. Bit more concrete. Oh, she's ready to go, the butterfly. Alright. Since the RC Explorer isn't
Resources
currently
are
doing
low.
anything, I can just send that one over. And I can go on one of the expeditions. So I want you to be ready to go on this one. Multiple strange signals detected over time can all be traced to this area. It's now nicknamed as the Zone. And the Great Lakes is back. I still need to reserve a bit of room here for another dome, otherwise I won't be able to mine this underground metal deposit. Alright, 10 more drones have arrived. The RC Explorer is going off on a mission. And I have so many metals over here that I cannot stash it properly. We already have an abundance of fuel? Yes, fuel's already being loaded onto the Great Lakes. Excellent. Now for future episodes I'm going to need another name for another rocket, so if you have a good name, let me know down below in the comments. And the more upvotes that thing is going to get, the more likely I'll be able to, or I'm going to adjust or adopt that name for my new rocket. The plan with the Great Lakes? Empty it, load it with fuel, and send it back to Earth, and start getting colonists.
Breakthrough discovered.
What do we have? Resilient vegetation. Oh, halves the water and temperature requirement of grass, bushes, trees, and open farm crops? Damn. That is a great breakthrough. Really great. Terraforming. That would be a forestation plant. It doesn't improve Well, it grows according to the global temperature and water. Currently I have none. And I don't have any seeds available for it either. So again, it's more going to be a later game breakthrough. I am going to slot the other one. Or... No, I'll slot this one. Because if I research a breakthrough, that is also classed as a milestone, so that's additional research. So out of that 2,000, I'm going to get 500 research back. And let's set up another drone. No, not a drone. A landing pad. Slightly farther off to the side. Reason being is that I might go for a funnel or a passage from here to, well, potentially the other dome, which might be over there. Which will mean... Hold on, cancel that. If I want to set up an additional dome, it would have to be pretty close. Yeah, so this could be the mining dome, if you will. There. The big question is that close enough? Could I build a passage? Yeah, kind of. Okay, so if the dome is going to be there, then I'll need a landing pad somewhere else. Here. Although that is pretty cluttered. Let's just park it here, because for the moment I don't really have any designs on this particular area. Yet. Is she ready to go? No, she's half ready to go. Now, as you might have noticed, the episode's already looking at 50 minutes current. I'm aiming for these to be an hour. So, hopefully every Sunday you're going to get an hour of surviving Mars. You've nearly completed a milestone. Oh crap, they're bringing in humans. That is not good. So I still have to send the Great Lakes back to Earth. Oh crap. I still have to send the Great Lakes back to Earth, and then I'll still have to get my own colonists. And I'm still waiting for the research to complete, although that's almost done. So, gentlemen, with haste, load up this rocket. Production. No, I don't have the research yet. It's right after it, isn't it? Yeah. Low G hydrosynthesis. 20 out of 30. It's not a big milestone though, is it? 250. Although it is...
Research complete.
It is free research. There we go. Compact passenger module complete. Welcome back. You can immediately go off and do your additional research. Because we had an anomaly here, which is going to lead to another breakthrough. Now I'm already working on my second dome, which is a bit early. I'll probably just keep this thing powered off. It's not taking up that many resources that I drastically or desperately need. So for the moment I can perfectly get away with this. Just making sure I get the dome operational. And then maybe I'm going to have to demolish this research lab and relocate it. So that I can set up a passage. Because it doesn't really want to angle that way. So in one episode, I've probably done already more than I did in the first 3 episodes? 4 episodes? Ah, they got humans. Of the other series. And this will allow me to start mining metal and rare metals.
Breakthrough discovered.
Soylent Green. Ah, that one. Bodies of dead colonists are converted to food. Yeah. Always a bit of a questionable research. I mean, it's very efficient, I'll get you that. But do we really want to be eating dead people? 27 out of 30, 28. Come on, a bit more. There's another fuel incoming. Low G hydrosynthesis. Low G hydrosynthesis. Done. And refueled. Great Lakes. Go home. And time to set up another fuel refinery. Over there. Make sure it's connected to the pipes. Since I have a couple more of those prefabs for the life support storage, notably oxygen tanks and water towers, I'll also set up an additional water tower. Let's go with one here and one there. And oxygen tanks. I don't think I'm going to use this particular area. Nope, that's a pipe valve.
Sector
Standard
scan.
pipes. Done, done. That should do it. This one's refueling. The second fuel refinery is operational, so now in pretty much 1 day and a bit, I'll be able to produce enough fuel to send one of the rockets on another mission. The next mission that I want to send it on is probably going to be either the Atoll one or Pharaoh with an unknown outcome. Actually, I can queue that up already. Just go on the Pharaoh one when ready. That way it's automatically going to queue what it needs, which is fuel initially, and then bring on a couple of drones and done. Although, no, this is the drones that it's currently controlling. That's the wrong one. How's that ramp coming along? 68%. Good work. Unfortunately, this is a bit full, this large dumping site. Who are you? Oh yeah, the RC commander. Right. No life support there. Yep, as expected.
Dust storm approaching.
Oh,
Resources
another
are
dust
low.
storm. An electrostatic dust storm. Those are worse. The electrostatic dust storms, I believe, do a bit more damage. Lightning strikes during such storm can shut down buildings for a time or drain batteries of our drones. Yes. In that case, I'll bring the RC commander back, because if this thing gets struck by lightning, or rather, if this thing gets struck by lightning, I'll still have the RC commander around to repair it. Now, I'm also going to need good names for the domes. Something nature-oriented. So if you have a good name, let me know down below in the comments, and I'll change the name to the... change the name of the dome to the comment that got the most upvotes. As long as it's something serious. I don't want Dome McDomeface, for example. I'm sure you guys can come up with something better than just that. Let's see. Great Lakes, almost at Earth. 97, 98, 99, 100. Alright, colonists. I want to have a specific perk for these guys, which is... no, not the celebrity. I want them to be sexy. I'm going to bring in, this is going to sound a bit weird, sexy scientists and sexy botanists. Reason for that is that the scientists are going to help me with research, the botanists are going to help me with producing food, and having the sexy perk greatly increases birth rate. For that to work, however, I'll also need a couple of medics to staff the infirmary that I have going on. I don't really need geologists. Especially not loners. Let's see, no spec. I do need a couple of no specs to man buildings that are just generally going to be there to provide additional comfort. Alright, let's go. Now, before they arrive, I still have some time to set up additional stuff. Dome services like a space bar. This one provides in relaxation, exercise, playing, and social. This thing... oh, actually, this thing does the same, doesn't it? Although it also provides drinking. Ah, well. Let's just give these guys a bar. It's only a bit of concrete and a bit of metal. I can get away with that. Now, if I start my walkway... there... yes, it fits. It's going to cost me 40 concrete. I'm not going to build it yet, but it does mean that this quadrant of the dome, this little area, is not really, well, too usable. I cannot really build it there. If I do so, I'm going to find that this one thing is unavailable. So the rest, well, kind of can be built in, but carefully. Let's have these guys not working during the nighttime. I'll have the spacebar open in the afternoon and the evening. And I think that's really all that I need in this dome. Maybe a nursery. So that the newborns are immediately going to have a place to sleep. Oh, I don't have enough power for that. Machine parts. Concrete. Good. Time to set up an additional wind turbine. Hold on. Not there. Power line first. No, here. That should not be a problem because I have plenty of metal. And then I'll set up 2 more wind turbines and a wind turbine in between. And I also found this little gap. With the dust storm coming in though, I'll have a lot more power. I just hope that the Great Lakes is going to be here in time. And I think it should be. It's already 85% here, and that dust storm is going to come in 23 hours. So, I can finish off the episode with actually having people on Mars already. Red Mars. The expedition was sent to investigate a spectrographic trace of rich metals deposit, but found something much more interesting and troubling. After climbing the slope of a huge crater, we found an astonishing sight. Down below, we saw the remains of a facility, clearly a man-made one. The dust didn't manage to hide the rocket landing pads, the spherical concrete buildings, and, what's most disturbing, a large portholes on the ground, which resembles rocket silos. Too much to be sure. I can just leave it and forget it. I can leave the site but upload the coordinates. Or I can approach the facility and investigate. I want to see what that is. We approached the mysterious facility with apprehension, but nothing bad happened. It appeared that the location has been abandoned decades ago. What's with all these, well, decades-old facilities on Mars? I thought we were the first ones here. The facility's been picked almost clean, but there are still traces of evidence what happened here. People lived here, and research was conducted. The silos are empty, but there are signs that at least 2 of the 5 hosted a nuclear device. The labs are the most amazing part of the facility. Most of the equipment and the computer systems were too heavy and unwieldy to be moved out of the planet. In fact, a new breakthrough has been available. What breakthrough is that? Hull polarization. Buildings require less maintenance, or require maintenance less often. That's actually really nice to get. And I need to queue up more research. Let's see, this is engineers and geologists? No. More applicants? Meh. Yes, Earth-Mars Initiative. Increases research provided by sponsor by 100. I have a bit of fuel already queued up. And here they come. Our first brave new colonists. Welcome to Mars.
Sector
New beginning.
Full of hope and determination.
Crop failure reported.
Here they are.
New colonists have arrived.
Let's make a photo of that. You can still see the ramp that we're building over there in the distance. Done. Alright, I think this is a perfect spot to end this episode. I hope you guys are happy with the return of Surviving Mars. I really enjoy the game still. I was just getting really frustrated with the previous playthrough. But there were quite a lot of people who were asking, oh, when's the next Surviving Mars going to be? Are you going to pick that game up again? What's the plan? So here it is. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I shall see you guys soon for the next episode.